Hi, you're listening to the Love and Money podcast with Shakira. First, I want to start off by saying that I'm not a financial advisor. I don't give financial advice, but I'm going to talk about the rule of 72 and what that is. So, this is why you should be in the stock market. It's because of the rule of 72. And what the rule of 72 is, it's a calculation that shows you how your money doubles. So, what you do is you take the number 72 and divide it by the interest that you'll be receiving from the stock market. So, an example would be 72 divided by 10%. So, that would mean it would take 7 years to double your money. So, this is an example. So, say that you had $100,000. So, in 7 years, that would double. It would be 200,000. In 7 years, that would double. It would be 400,000. In 7 years, that would double. It would be 800,000. In 7 years, that would double. It would be 1.6 million. So that's what the rule of 72 is. That's how it works. Generally, interest runs anywhere between 8 and 10% on average. If you look on some sites, it'll say 12%. In the stock market, it does crazy things sometimes because this year the average was around 20%. But that's just a general idea of how the rule of 72 works and what it is. You take 72 divided by the interest, and it tells you how many years it will take for your money to double. So, this is something that is not taught in school, of course. And I believe it's not taught in school because they don't want you to know. And then the people that find out about it, they're going to make sure to keep that information to themselves. So I'm here, I'm giving you the information. So you can't say you don't know what the rule of 72 is now. So this is the reason, the primary reason why your money should be in the stock market. And by the stock market, I mean buying stocks. And you can do that by having a 401k or a Roth IRA. Or say for some reason you don't have a job right now and you think that you need to rely on somebody else to be in the stock market. Or say, for example, you have a job that doesn't have a 401k. Maybe you are a hair beautician or you drive for Uber. Say that you have a job that doesn't have a 401k plan. Well, the thing about being in the stock market or investing is that you don't have to rely on anybody else to invest. You can contact the brokerages yourself, set up your own account, and start investing. So, by brokerages, I mean get on the phone and call Vanguard, Fidelity. Those are some examples. So, you don't have to rely on anybody else to do this. And it doesn't matter how much money you have, as long as you get started and then start automating it so that you're putting in something every week. And it doesn't matter how much it is you're putting in. You could be putting in, if say if you're in the valley season right now for some reason and you have $5, you can put $5 in. Um, it's just the fact that you're doing it, that you are every week or every 2 weeks, you are putting money in to the stock market, whether the stock market is down or up that day. and that's called dollar cost averaging. So it's very important to be in the stock market and to be investing. And I think the statistics say that only 45% of the population do it. I'm not exactly sure what the statistic is, but everybody is not doing this. And it's very important to be in the stock market, to be investing, because the money that you put in there is making money. And so if you had been doing this 30 years ago, if somebody had told you about this 30 years ago, could you imagine how much money you would have now? You would have a lot. And so some people already know about this. They were raised in households that invested, and they got their kids started early, like 18, or some even younger than that. There are some parents out there who invested for their children until they were able to hold their own accounts. So if you can imagine getting in early on something like this, it has a profound effect. But it's just important that you be in whenever you find out about it, and be glad that you found out about it, because believe it or not, some people still will never find out about this. They will never find out about the importance of investing. Like, they've heard the word investing, but they don't really know what it means or how to get started. And so it's very important to invest and do it on a consistent basis. Even if you hear bad news, even if we're in the middle of a pandemic, no matter what's going on, just continue investing, dollar cost averaging. Even if there's a market crash, keep investing. Very important. So that is what the rule of 72 is. And then you want to get tangible assets too to diversify your portfolio. So not only the stock market, but the real estate and the businesses. So diversification is a good idea because you never want to rely on one source. And that goes for anything. Um, so we've learned that from the pandemic. Like, some people, solely depended on their job, and then they lost their job. And so there were a lot of lessons learned out of this pandemic. I think a whole lot of people got into the stock market for the first time. So it wasn't all bad, in my opinion. I think it woke a lot of people up. The importance of multiple streams of income and the importance of getting your finances in order. Of course, there are some people still who are lackadaisical, and they have no plan. They have no financial plan, no financial goal. But you're listening to this podcast, so that's a good sign that you're interested, that you are getting your finances in order. You're getting your financial plan in order. And it would be a good idea to branch out and listen to other finance podcasts and read finance books and get your financial house in order and have financial goals and financial plans. Because a lot of people are just drifting through life and they don't have a plan, and they believe that everything will work out, which it will. It will work out, but it's always better to have a plan, to educate yourself and kind of know what you're doing. So I just wanted to come in and talk about the rule of 72, let you know what some people have already been doing for 20 and 30 years, and they're not going to say a word to you about it. So I just wanted to come in and talk about that, the importance of investing, being in the stock market, and also diversifying your portfolio with the tangible assets, which is the real estate and the businesses. So, this is the Love and Money podcast with Shakira. If you like this podcast, please share it with one other person. And please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps the algorithm. Thank you for listening.